Hello and welcome back to my channel. I'm at Butlins, Bognor Regis, staying in a comfort apartment, and I thought I'd take you on a tour around showing you what you can expect if you're thinking of staying in one and let you know my thoughts on them. These apartments used to be called silver apartments and they changed names earlier on this year, so this seemed like an ideal opportunity to update my old video. The comfort apartments are located at the far end of Oyster Bay. Even the furthest apartments away are only a few minutes walk from the skyline and all the main facilities. They're spread over 2 floors on long chalet-style blocks. You'll find your key card in your welcome pack. As you come into the room, you've got the kitchen on the right or the left. The bedrooms and the bathroom are through there. Table and chairs in the living area. TV, radiator, then nice long sofa. This is one of my pet peeves, individual chairs. Now I know why they do it. It's so that obviously if one gets broken, they can replace it without having to replace the whole sofa. But it means you have to be really careful. Otherwise, when you sit down, the chair moves back. In the kitchen, you've got everything you would expect. Sink, washing up bowl, and they give you a small pack with tea towel and washing up liquid in. The toaster, there's a kettle, and they provide a small tea caddy with tea, coffee, milk. Underneath that you've got the drawer with cutlery in, and there's some saucepans. Quick look in the cutlery drawer so you can see what we get. And I have to say it's not the cleanest. There's quite a few water spots on everything. Microwave, oven, fridge. There's a fridge with a small icebox on top. Going up, you've got the cupboards, and they've got the cups, glasses, plates and bowls in. And the middle one's got extra storage. And a long mirror behind the door to the bedrooms. The apartments are good because it gives you more space than just staying in one room in a hotel. You've got the kitchen area so you can prepare your own meals, eat at your own pace. And there's a shared living area so you've got somewhere to sit if the kids want to take a nap. And if you're lucky enough to be on a big weekender, you can eat on your own time scale. No more getting up for breakfast at 8 o'clock when you only rolled into bed at 3. I highly recommend bringing an extension lead, especially if you're going to be charging a lot of electricals, because there are only 2 free electric sockets in here. One's behind the chair and one on the wall. And in the double room, you've got a double bed, and these do still have bedside tables, wardrobe, and a small vanity area. Here's a look from the other side. You can see the radiator behind the door. A better look at the vanity unit. And inside the wardrobe, they provide an iron, some hangers, an airer, and an ironing board. The only plug sockets I found in here are underneath the mirror at the end of the bed and down beside the wardrobe that you can't get to. There aren't any beside the bed, so this might be something you need to take into consideration if you've got medical equipment or if you want to charge your phone overnight. Time for a bed check. Oh, that is a very soft mattress and I can feel the bed base. This will be no good for bouncing. After a week of sleeping here, I can confirm these beds are not very comfortable. I've woken up every morning with pain in my hip and my shoulder where it's been pressed against the bedboard all night. And this seems like such a simple fix for Butlins. All they need to do is invest in new mattresses. These curtains are very sheer, so the light from the apartments opposite shines through them. So I suggest bringing an eye mask if you need total darkness. And these lights are on all night. The twin room is basic but comfortable. You've got 2 twin beds, a small cabinet, wardrobe there, and just behind the door here is a radiator.
I think the beds were pretty comfortable. I had a good night's sleep, and also I could roll over without falling off the bed, which was pretty nice.
Small bathroom with shower and toilet. These showers are really small, so if you're particularly muscular or if you've got a juicy caboose, you might struggle. I can only get my arms to here, which made washing my hair really difficult. But this is not just a problem in these showers, it's also the ones in the Comfort Plus. They're small as well. So if you're a parent with a young child, you might want to get yourself a small ring paddling pool, blow it up about 3/4 of the way and turn the bottom of the shower into a bath, because you are not going to fit you and your child in here very easily. They provide you with some toilet paper, a floor towel for when you get out of the shower, and a little soap. And if you're wondering where the light to the bathroom is, it's not in the bathroom where you'd expect. It's on the wall in the hallway. I was a little bit worried we might be cold in these rooms as they're older and they're chalet style, but we've been snugly warm thanks to the double glazing, radiators in every room, and the heated towel in the bathroom, which also comes in handy for drying wet swimwear. There's free Wi-Fi throughout the resort, which is great if, like me, you've got a little one who likes to play games on their tablet, or you want to order food and drink to your table using the BServe app. Butlins are doing their bit to be eco-friendly, and you can find recycling facilities halfway down Oyster Bay. A recent subtraction that will affect those staying in the apartments, especially those who are wanting to do their own self-catering, is they've removed all of the guest trolleys. I'm told this was mainly because they kept being abandoned across the resort and it was causing a possible fire hazard because they were being left in doorways. So if, like us, you've got a lot of food bags and you don't want to make multiple trips back to the car, I highly suggest investing in one of these. No one can confirm yet whether this is a permanent arrangement, but seeing as how Skegness and Minehead lost theirs earlier on this year and theirs haven't come back yet, I think it's probably likely to be long term. Something else that's new for this year, if you're a higher tier premium member like me, who used to get a £35 voucher to spend on resort, now they've gone back to the pre-COVID offer and you get a £25 on resort voucher and a bottle of Prosecco which you can pick up from the holiday shop. There's no non-alcoholic alternative and I would prefer the extra £10 voucher if I'm honest, but it's better than a slap in the face with a wet fish and you can't really argue because it's free. So what are the pros of staying here? They're cheap and cheerful and ideally if you're looking for a budget break. I prefer them to the Comfort Studios because they have their own living area. As they're over 2 floors, if you've been placed on the first floor, you've only got 1 set of steps to go up, as opposed to a possible 3 sets of steps if you're in the Comfort Plus apartments. And those stairs can get very slippery when they're wet. And now some of the cons. These apartments aren't particularly soundproof, and you can hear your neighbours if they're talking loudly or if you're sat next to the wall and they've got their TV on. You can also hear people walking up and down outside, and if they're particularly heavy-footed, the whole room vibrates. Because these apartments are in a long block, you do have a small issue with looky-loos, people who look into your apartment as they walk past. But I have a tip to combat that. Put up your own net curtain. I picked up this offcut for under £1. Attach it to the main curtain with a couple of pegs. Then you can enjoy your time in the apartment without people looking at you. As I mentioned earlier, these have recently changed names. On the old scheme, you had silver rooms, standard apartments, silver apartments, gold apartments and seaside apartments. And now you have comfort rooms, comfort studios, comfort apartments and comfort plus apartments. I think there's far too many comforts in there and it's going to get confusing for some people. Overall, I think these are a great option if you're looking for a budget break and you're not planning on spending much time in the apartment. I hope you've enjoyed this video and you found it useful. If you did, then please give it a like. If you want to see more from me in the future, then click the subscribe button right here. And if you want to see more from me right now, why not watch one of my other videos? And don't forget, if you carry on watching, I'll carry on travelling. Bye.